Welcome to the spoken tutorial on forums and assignments in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about different types of forums, how to add a forum for discussion, and how to create assignments. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3 and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have uploaded some course material for your course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. To practice this tutorial, you will need to add a student to your course. To know how to add a student, please refer to the tutorial Users in Moodle. I have already added a student, Priya Sinha, to my course. Switch to the browser and log in to your Moodle site using the teacher login. Click on the Calculus course in the left navigation menu. Recall that we had added some course material and announcements earlier. Let us understand what are forums. Forums can be used by teachers and students for discussions and to exchange ideas, whereas announcements are posted by teachers only. Teachers supervise these discussions to ensure that guidelines are followed by all members. Now, we'll learn how to add a forum. Switch to the Moodle page. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then click on Turn Editing On. Click on Add an Activity or Resource link at the bottom right of the Comments section. Scroll down and select Forum in the Activity Chooser. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the Activity Chooser. Forum name will display as a link to the forum on the course page. I will type Interesting Web Resources on Evolutes and Involutes. Description can be used to explain the purpose of the forum to the students. I will type the text as shown here. Click on Display Description on Course Page checkbox below this text area. Next option is Forum Type. By default, Standard Forum for General Use is selected. There are forum types in Moodle. Click on the Help icon next to the drop-down to read about the types of forums. Depending on your requirement, you can choose the forum type. I will select Standard Forum displayed in a blog-like format. Scroll down and click on Save and Display button at the bottom of the page. We are brought to a new page. Here, click on Add a New Topic button. I will type the subject and message as shown here. Rest of the options are similar to that of an announcement. Scroll down and click on Post to Forum button at the bottom of the page. A success message is displayed. Notice the message says that the author of the post can edit the post within 30 minutes. This, however, holds true only for non-teacher profiles. The teacher who is the moderator and creator of the course can edit and delete any post at any time. I will now log in as student Priya Sinha. We can then see how a student views this forum. Click on the forum name in the list of resources to see the discussions. As a student, I can either add a new topic or discuss this topic. Let me click on Discuss this topic link at the bottom right. Then click on the reply link. I will add a comment as shown. Scroll down and click on Post to Forum button at the bottom of the page. You can see the comment has been added to the end of this thread. Let me log in as teacher Rebecca again to see the comment posted by the student. Click on the name of the forum. Notice here, we can see one reply so far for this discussion topic. The actual message can be seen after clicking on Discuss this topic link at the bottom right. There is another option here named as Split. If the teacher feels the reply deserves a separate discussion, she can split the discussion. Splitting a discussion creates a new discussion. The new discussion and later posts in that thread will be moved to a new discussion thread. I will let it remain as it is. Let us go back to the calculus course. Next, we will learn how to create an assignment. Assignment in Moodle can be submitted online, which saves paper, enables students to include media files like audio, video, PowerPoint presentations, etc., and helps teachers to be unbiased by choosing to grade the students blindly. Let's go back to the browser. Turn editing on to add more resources. Click on Add an activity or resource link at the bottom right of the Basic Calculus section. Double-click on Assignment from the list to add a new assignment. Let me provide a name for the assignment as shown here. Next, describe the assignment in detail and mention what the students are expected to submit. This is a simple formatted text editor. You can include tables, images, etc. You can copy the text I have typed here from the assignmentresource.odt file. It is available in the code files link of this tutorial. Scroll down to see the availability section. Next, we will specify the date and time from which submissions can be made. Ensure Enable boxes checked. You can also use the calendar icon to select the date. I will set this as 25 November 2018. Then I will set due date as 15 December 2018. Click on the Help icon to find out the meaning of cutoff date and remind me to grade by date. Set them if required or disable if not required. I will disable them. Uncheck Always Show Description checkbox. If this field is enabled, then students can see the description of the assignment even before the Allow Submissions from date. Next is the Submission Types section. Decide if you want to allow students to submit online text or want them to only upload files. I will check both online text and file submissions. Depending on your requirement, you can choose either one or both the options. I will enable the word limit and enter 1000 here. You can specify the number of files each student can upload as well. Additionally, we can specify the maximum file size and the types of files we will accept. Please note, this will override the maximum file size set by the admin, which is 128 MB in our case. Click on the Help icon next to Accepted File Types. Here, we can read about the file types this field accepts. I will type .pdf, .docx, .doc here. Review the fields under Feedback Types and Submission Settings. You can enable or disable them based on your requirements. I have chosen the settings as shown. Now, scroll down and click on the Grade section to expand it. The maximum grade by default is 100. We will let this remain as it is. Then, I will enter the grade to pass as 40 and set blind marking to yes. This will hide the identity of the student from the evaluators. So now, as a teacher, I won't know which student has submitted which assignment, which invariably helps me to be unbiased while grading. Please note that blind marking setting cannot be changed for this assignment after any submission is made. There are various other settings for the assignment which you can explore on your own. Now, scroll down and click on Save and Display button. You can see some statistics about the assignment here and a link to view all submissions and grade. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learned about different types of forums, how to add a forum, and how to create assignments. Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Question Bank in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about Question Bank in Moodle, categories of questions, and how to add questions to the question bank. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have uploaded some course material for your course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and log in to your Moodle site as a teacher. I have provided a text file with all the text that is used in this tutorial in the code files link. Please download the file named mytextfile.txt and open it on your machine. Click on the Calculus course in the left navigation menu. We will begin by learning about question banks. A question bank is a collection of questions mostly organized by topics. Questions in the question bank can be reused in multiple quizzes. This helps to create different quizzes for each academic year or for different batches. Switch to the browser. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then click on the More link at the end. We are brought to the course administration page. Scroll down and locate the section named Question Bank. Click on the Categories link in this section. Look at the Add Category section. Click on the Parent Category drop-down Here, top is the top level category for this course. Select Default for Calculus if it is not already selected by default. In the name field, type Basic Calculus. Then click on Add Category button at the bottom of the page. Likewise, we can add more categories. Create a hierarchy of categories for the calculus course, like I have done here. Go to the Questions Creation page by clicking on the Questions tab. Click on Create a New Question button at the bottom. A pop-up window opens. Select the type of question that you wish to add. Detailed description about the question type is seen on the right side. I will select Multiple Choice. Click on Add button at the bottom of the pop-up. Now, select the category for which you want to add the question. I will choose Evolutes. In the question name field, type MCQ with single correct answer. Type the following question in the question text area. You can copy-paste the text from the mytextfile.txt file. The default mark is set to 1 and I will let it be as 1. Next option is General Feedback. The text here is shown to the student after he or she has submitted the quiz. This can be used to show the detailed solution of the question also. Type or copy-paste the text as I have done here. Now, click on the One or Multiple Answers drop-down. Here we see two options: Multiple answers allowed, one answer only. I'll show you how both options work. Let me first choose one answer only. The Shuffle Choices checkbox is checked by default. This ensures that the answer choices within the question are shuffled for each quiz attempt. Scroll down to see the Answers section. Notice that every option here is associated with a grade and feedback. Type Choice 1 as shown here. Now, for this question, Choice 1 is the correct answer. Therefore, I will select 100% in the grade. In the grade drop-down, we can also allot partial marks or negative marks to every choice. You can explore these later when you are more proficient with Moodle. Feedback for students who choose this answer can be written in the feedback text area. I will type correct. Fill in the rest of the choices and grades as I have done here. Now, scroll down and click on Multiple Tries section to expand it. Notice here, the penalty for each incorrect tries field is set by default to 33.33%. This means a student will be penalized for every wrong answer. You can leave it as it is or change it to any of the other percentage options shown here. I will select 0% as I don't wish to penalize my students for wrong answers. Then scroll down and click on Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. We can see that our question has been added to the question bank. Notice that there are 4 icons next to the question title of the question. These are to edit, duplicate, preview, and delete the question. Click on Preview icon to see how the question will appear in the quiz. The selected question and its options opens in a pop-up window. Click on Fill in Correct Responses button. This helps you to verify the questions, the choices, and the correct answer. Click on Submit and Finish button. This will show the feedback that the student will see after answering the question. Whenever you add a new question, always preview it to cross-check. Click on Close Preview button to close this pop-up window. Let us now create an MCQ which has more than one correct answer. Following the previous steps, I have created another MCQ. Please do so likewise. In one or multiple answers drop-down, this time I will select Multiple Answers Allowed. Enter the choices 1 and 2 and their respective grades as shown. Here, I have selected 50% grade for both. A student who marks only one correct answer gets 0.5 marks. And the student who marks both correct answers gets 1 mark. Enter the choices 3 and 4 and their respective grades as shown. And I will keep penalty for each incorrect field as 0%. Then scroll down and click on Save Changes button. Next, let's add a short answer question. The student will be expected to type in a word or phrase in response to the question. Click on Create a New Question button and double-click on Short Answer option. Create the question as shown. In Case Sensitivity drop-down, select No, case is unimportant. The correct answer to this question is same logarithmic spiral. I am willing to give full marks to a student whose answer is either same spiral or same logarithmic spiral. However, if the student writes logarithmic spiral as the answer, I will give half mark. Scroll down to the answers section. Fill in answer 1 and 2 and their respective grades as shown. Notice the asterisks in answer 1 text. Asterisks can be used as a wildcard to match any character. So, for example, a student writes, the evolute of a logarithmic spiral is the same logarithmic spiral. This answer will be awarded full marks. Fill in answer 3 and its respective grade as shown. Notice there is no asterisk before the answer text. So, for example, a student writes, the evolute of logarithmic spiral is not the same logarithmic spiral. This answer will not be awarded any marks. Fill in answer 4 and its respective grade as shown. Notice that I have awarded only 50% marks to this answer. In the feedback text area, type, you need to specify that is the same spiral and not any spiral. This explanation will be shown to the student as feedback. Once again, I will keep penalty for each incorrect field as 0%. Then scroll down and click on Save Changes button. Let us now add a numerical question. Click on Create a New Question button and double-click on Numerical option. Create the question as shown. The answer to this question is 5 mm. However, I am okay with the student answering anywhere between 4.5 mm and 5.5 mm. The error margin here is 0.5. Scroll down to the Answers section. Enter the answers, error and grades as shown. Expand the Unit Handling section. There are 3 options in the Unit Handling drop-down. I will select the option, the unit must be given and will be graded. The unit penalty field by default shows 0.1. I will make it 0.5. So the student will get half of the marks if they write the answer without mentioning the unit. In the Units are input using drop-down, I will select the Text Input Element option. This means the student has to type the unit along with the answer. Expand the units section. Write unit as mm and multiplier is 1. This means the answer choices are in mm. Once again, I will keep penalty for each incorrect try field as 0%. And then scroll down and click on Save Changes button. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learned about Welcome to the spoken tutorial on quiz in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create a quiz in Moodle and use the questions from the question bank in the quiz. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3 and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have added some questions to the question bank for your course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and log in to your Moodle site. Click on the Calculus course in the left navigation menu. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then on Turn Editing On. Click on Add an Activity or Resource link at the bottom right of the Basic Calculus section. Scroll down and select Quiz in the Activity Chooser. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the Activity Chooser. In the name field, I will type Quiz 1 Evolutes and Involutes. Then, in the description field, I will type the text as shown. Check the Display Description on Course Page checkbox. After this, we'll expand the timing section and enable the checkboxes for Open the quiz, Close the quiz, and Time limit. This will open and close the quiz on the given dates and for a specific time duration. Set the dates and time as per your requirements. I have set them as displayed here. Then I will set time limit as 10 minutes. The When Time Expires field has 3 options. Choose the one which is appropriate for your quiz. I will choose Open attempts are submitted automatically. So, even if the student fails to submit, the quiz will be automatically submitted after 10 minutes. Now, let's expand the grade section. In the Grade to Pass field, I will type 2 as the passing grade. This means the student will need a minimum of 2 marks to pass this quiz. In the Attempts Allowed field, I will select 1. If we choose a higher number, the student will be able to attempt the same quiz that many times. Notice that grading method drop-down is disabled. This is enabled only when more than 1 attempts are allowed. The teacher can then select which attempt to grade. Now, expand the Layout section. Here there are options to specify the layout of the quiz. By default, in the New Page field drop-down, every question option is selected. Click on the New Page field drop-down to see all the options. I will select Every 2 questions option. You can select any option as per your choice. Next, we will expand the question behavior section. Choose Yes for Shuffle Within Questions drop-down. On doing so, all the options within each question will be shuffled. So each student will see a different arrangement of questions and options in their quiz. Click on the Help icon for How Questions Behave drop-down and read the details. I will let Deferred Feedback be the option here. So my students will see the feedback only after their attempt is submitted. Next, click on the Overall Feedback section to expand it. Overall feedback is the text shown to the student after the quiz is submitted and auto-graded. Teachers can give different feedback depending on the grade obtained by the student. I will type Excellent Performance as the feedback for grade boundary 100%. Students who scored between 50 and 100% will see the Excellent Performance message. And you need to work harder as the feedback for grade boundary 50%. Students who scored between 0 and 49.99% will see you need to work harder. Now scroll down and click on Activity Completion section. Click on the drop-down for Completion Tracking field. Select the option Show Activity as Complete when conditions are met. Check the checkboxes for Require Grade and Require Passing Grade. Lastly, click on Save and Display button at the bottom of the page. We are brought to a new page with the quiz title that we gave. Read and verify that all the details given earlier are displayed here. Here you can see a message displayed prominently. No questions have been added yet. To add questions to the quiz, click on the Edit Quiz button. On the top right, type the maximum grade as 4. The pencil icon on the left of the quiz section allows us to edit the heading of this quiz. It is useful when the quiz has multiple sections. I will write section 1 and press Enter. Then check the Shuffle checkbox on the right. This ensures that the questions are shuffled every time the quiz is attempted. Click on the Add link below Shuffle checkbox. There are 3 options here: a new question, from question bank, a random question. As the name suggests, a new question link enables us to add a new question. So I will not select this option. Click on From Question Bank link. A pop-up window opens. This option is used when you want a fixed set of questions for every student. The category selected will be the default category for that course. The option Also Show Questions from Subcategories is selected by default. Also Show Old Questions shows the questions that have been used in previous quizzes. You can select the questions you want to add, as I am doing now. And then click on Add Selected Questions to the Quiz button at the bottom. However, I will not do that. I will close this window by clicking on the X icon at the top right. Click on the Add link below Shuffle once again. Click on a random question link. Another pop-up window opens. With this option, each student will see a different set of questions, and it will be difficult for them to discuss the answers while attempting the quiz. Under Random Question from an existing category, I will select the category as Evolutes. In Number of Random Questions, I will select 2. Then, click on Add Random Question button below this drop-down. 2 random questions have been added to this quiz from Evolutes category. Once again, click on Add Link at the bottom right. Click on a random question link. Select the category as Involutes and number of random questions as 2. Then, click on Add Random Question button. 2 more questions have been added to this quiz, both from Involutes. Notice that the quiz is automatically divided into 2 pages. This is because we had given this option earlier in the quiz settings. Click on the Add link below the second question at the extreme right. Click on a new section heading Link. Click on the pencil icon to edit the name of the heading. I will type section 2 and press enter. Click on Save button at the top right to save the quiz. There are 2 icons to the right of every quiz question: Preview question and Delete. These are self-explanatory. Delete question will delete this question from the quiz, but the question will still exist in the question bank. Click on Name of the quiz in the breadcrumbs. Click on Preview Quiz button in the gear menu at the right. This opens up a confirmation window. This informs the students that the quiz is timed and they have the option to either start or cancel. I will click on Start Attempt button. On the right of the screen is the quiz navigation block. It shows the questions section-wise along with the timer. There is an option to edit the question directly from this field as well. Let me click on Finish Attempt link in the navigation block. The status of every question is shown next to the question name. Click on Submit All and Finish button at the bottom of the page. Click on Submit All and Finish button again in the confirmation pop-up. Notice that the grade, overall feedback, and question-specific feedback are all shown here. Scroll down and click on Finish Review link. We are back to the quiz summary page. Click on the gear icon at the top right of the page. Click on Edit Quiz link. You can add or remove questions from the quiz. However, this can be done only before the quiz is attempted by any student. Even if one student has attempted the quiz is locked. Questions can, however, be edited or added as required. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we have learnt Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Enroll Students and Communicate in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn how to enroll students who were uploaded via a CSV file to a course, make groups in courses, and send messages and notes to the students. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have added some course material assignments and quizzes for your course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Before we begin, please ask your Moodle site administrator to add 5 or 6 users to your Moodle site. You will be adding these new users to your course later. So ensure that these new users are added to your Moodle site. Teachers in Moodle cannot add new users to the system. They can only enroll users that are already added by the site administrator. Switch to the browser and log in to your Moodle site as a teacher. Click on the Calculus course in the left navigation menu. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then on More. We are on the Course Administration page. Click on the Users tab. Click on Enrolled Users link within the Users section. There are 2 users enrolled to this course, Rebecca Raymond and Priya Sinha. Rebecca Raymond has teacher role and Priya Sinha has student role. Now, click on the Enroll Users button at the bottom right. This list has students that I want to enroll to my Calculus course. Select Student in the Assigned Roles drop-down. Then click on the Enroll button next to the users that you want to enroll. I will enroll a few students in my course right now. Once done, click on the Finish Enrolling Users button at the bottom right. We can see the number of enrolled users for the Calculus course at the top of the page. Next, let us learn how to make some groups in the course. These groups will help us assign students for group activities. I will make 2 groups, Explorers and Creators. Click on Calculus in the breadcrumb to go back to the course page. And go to the Course Administrator page again. Click on Groups link in the Users tab. Scroll down and click on Create Group button. Type Explorers as the group name. There are no other mandatory fields. Scroll down and click on Save Changes button. Notice that Explorers can now be seen on the left side in the list of groups. The number 0 next to it indicates that there are no users in that group yet. Select Explorers if not already selected. Then click on Add Remove Users button at the bottom right. I will select Sushmita and Sai from the list of students. And then click on Add button in the middle of the 2 columns. On the left, observe the list of users in the group Explorers. On the right, observe the list of all other students enrolled in this course. They can be added to this group as and when required by the teacher. Add and remove buttons between the 2 lists get enabled when we select users from the list. Click on Back to Groups button at the bottom of the page. Pause this tutorial and do this small assignment. Add a new group called Creators. Assign 2 new users to that group. Resume the tutorial when done. Now, you should be able to see a screen like this. Notice the columns Roles, Groups, and Enrollment methods have icons. Move your mouse over each of the icons to understand their functions. Note that an enrolled student can belong to more than one group as well. Let us now see how we can send a message to the students. Click on Participants link in the left navigation bar. This will show the list of all enrolled users with their assigned roles in the course. By default, Moodle Participants page displays only 20 students. You will need to click on Show All if you have more than 20 students to see all the students. The link is not visible right now because I don't have more than 20 students. There are some filters seen above the list of users. Use them to help select the right set of users. I will select Student in the Current Role drop-down. This will filter the list to show only the users who have student role assigned to them. Click on Select All button at the bottom of the page to select all the students. Then select Send a Message in With Selected Users drop-down. This will send a common message to all the selected students. Pause the tutorial and type the message as shown here in the message body. Then at the bottom, click on the Preview button to preview the message before sending. You can also update the message, if required, by clicking on the Update button. To send the message, click on the Send Message button. You will see a confirmation message and a link to go back to the participants list. Click on Back to Participants list. Click on With Selected Users drop-down. Notice the options to send notes, both private and common. Let's select any two users. Select Add a New Note from the With Selected Users drop-down. In the content text area of one user, I will type the note as shown. In the content text area next to another user, I will type the note as shown here. Look at the context drop-down to the right. The context of a note determines which users can see the note. A personal note will be seen only by the teacher and the student being sent to. A course note will be visible to the other teachers of this course. A side note will be visible to all teachers in all courses. Most institutions have their own rules regarding communication between teachers and students. You can decide the context based on these guidelines. I will let the context be Course. Click on Save Changes button when done. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt how to enroll users in a course, make groups in a course, and send messages and notes to students. Here is a small assignment for you. Enroll all the users that were created by the Moodle site admin earlier to the calculus course. Add new students to the existing groups and send them a welcome message. Then, send notes to the students. Refer to the assignment link of this tutorial for details. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial Project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Please